we've got a great clash of styles in the Citrus Bowl as Iowa's stingy defense takes on Tennessee's high-octane offense. What's going to give and who's going to win on our final bowl prediction of the year? That's the question that we're going to answer today. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, ready to break down number 17 Iowa and number 21 Tennessee in the Citrus Bowl. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks. It is never too late, never too early to sign up. Our holiday special still there for you, giving you every college football bowl game spread pick and every NFL playoff game spread pick. Or if you want to be bold, sign up early for next season, a full 365 days. Sign up now before the prices change, and you will get every college football spread pick, every NFL playoffs, or every NFL game spread pick for one of the lowest prices in the country, with a handicapper and ourselves that has beat out over 80% of the handicappers each of the last 5 years. So some of the best picks in the country, one of the lowest prices in the country. Never too late, never too early to sign up. Again, the link for it down in the description below. Become a member of our GE Nation over on the GridironExpert.com. So our final bowl prediction of the year outside of the national championship, of course, Iowa and Tennessee. An interesting battle here, really. An Iowa team that I think in a way exceeded expectations and a Tennessee team that failed to meet expectations. The Hawkeyes, despite having one of the worst offenses in the country, still finished 10-3 and as the Big Ten runner-up. Only losses coming to Penn State, Minnesota in very controversial fashion, and Michigan in the Big Ten championship game. So all in all, Iowa took care of business. They found a way to win despite one of the worst offenses I've ever seen. Didn't think that was possible after how bad we saw it last year, but yet here we are. Tennessee, on the other hand, they entered this year with very high expectations, cracked the top 10 earlier in the season, but every single one of their losses was in blowout fashion. Got killed by Florida early in the year, kind of exposed Tennessee. Blew that halftime lead over Alabama, lost by 14 to them, and then got annihilated by Missouri and Georgia in November. So just a bad little stretch for Tennessee, finishing the year at 8-4, but still nationally ranked, still has an opportunity to clinch another 9-win season. Take a look at the offenses, guys. We'll start with Iowa, the designated road team in this game. It's atrocious. I don't even know if we have words for how bad Iowa's offense is. And I know it was supposed to be better and Cade McNamara got hurt, but do we really think Cade McNamara was going to make that big a difference? Probably not. The Hawkeyes were 133rd in the nation, the worst offense out there, 240.2 yards per game. That's all they're averaging, 123 through the air, 117 on the ground. They have no weapons and no talent offensively whatsoever, and that sounds harsh, but it's true. Deacon Hill, their quarterback, has done nothing, has thrown for 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Their leading pass catcher is Eric All, who has not played since October 14th. And yet he's still the leading pass catcher. That should tell you how bad Iowa's offense is. LaShawn Williams has been kind of the lone bright spot for Iowa, 804 rushing yards and a touchdown at running back for the Hawkeyes. But the offense, guys, relies on good field position and opportunities set up by the special teams and their defense. They rely on defensive scores. They rely on special team scores. They rely on turnovers that set the offense up, maybe already in the red zone. And even then, a touchdown is not guaranteed because Iowa struggles to move the ball that much. The Hawkeyes have eclipsed 20 points just 4 times this year. 2 of those were against mediocre opponents or below average in Utah State and Western Michigan. The other 2 were against Michigan State and Rutgers. They've eclipsed 28 points just 1 time. That was in their win over Western Michigan. So this is not a good Iowa offense, guys. And they're nothing like Tennessee. The Volunteers, guys, under Josh Heupel, last 2 years have been phenomenal offensively. But entering this Citrus Bowl, they're going to look nothing like they have all year long. Joe Milton just recently announcing that he's opting out of this bowl game along with their top 2 rushers in Jalen Wright and Jabari Small. So Tennessee will turn to their freshman quarterback, and Nico Iamaleava. Got to get that name right. We got Tagovailoas and Iamaleavas. So many big names out there, but Nico Iamaleava is going to be the quarterback in the Citrus Bowl for Tennessee. He is the future for the Volunteers. A great, highly talented prospect. He's got a great, strong arm, very accurate arm. Tennessee fans are very excited about him. This is going to be a glimpse into next season, seeing Iamaleava under center. So a very exciting time for the Volunteers. He's attempted 26 passes so far this season. But again, he is the future. An opportunity to see what this guy's made of against one of the better defenses in the entire country. This Tennessee offense, guys, is averaging over 450 yards per game, 250 through the air, 202 on the ground. But again, they take a hit, losing their star quarterback, losing their top 2 rushers. So can they still find a way to move the ball in Iamaleava's first ever start? Can they find a way to move the ball when they don't have as much running back help? And can they find a way to move the ball against one of the best defenses in the entire country? I mean, what an opportunity for Tennessee. What an opportunity for Iamaleava to get the start in a bowl game and actually face a quality opponent and a quality defense. Iowa, guys, 5th in the nation in total defense, allowing just 274 yards per game. Only 172 through the air, only 102 on the ground. 27 sacks for the Hawkeyes, 15 forced turnovers. The most points they've allowed all year was 31 to Penn State when the Hawkeyes just got torched in the whiteout game in Happy Valley. They held 11 of their 13 opponents to under 20 points. They held 10 of their opponents to 14 points or less. And yet they've won 10 games. That's pretty dang remarkable. So the offense is really, really bad, but the defense continues to do their job, and they're doing it in a very dominant way. And for Iowa to win this game, if you're Kirk Ferentz and you're the Hawkeyes, you're looking at this and you go, we are facing fresh meat. We are facing a quarterback that's only attempted 26 passes this year, most of it coming in garbage time, no quality playing time. We have an opportunity to feast on him, send the house, pressure the heck out of him, force him into mistakes, rattle him early. If we can do that and we can win this turnover battle, we can win the game, especially if one of those turnovers is a pick six, or one of those turnovers happens deep in Tennessee territory where the offense doesn't have to go that far to get the ball in the end zone. That's what you've got to do. Force Tennessee into mistakes. Force them to be a pass-only team. Force Iamaleava to win the game only by himself. That's how Iowa wins. You go back and look last year, and I know there were tons of opt-outs on Tennessee or on Iowa's side and Kentucky's side, but Iowa torched Kentucky in last year's bowl game, shut them out. And they did so by forcing tons of turnover and forcing tons of pressure on a very inexperienced Kentucky quarterback. Take a look at Tennessee. They're down a few starters. They're down their defensive end and Tyler Barron, 6 sacks on the year. They're down their number 4 tackler and Wesley Walker at linebacker. They're down their cornerback and Danico Slaughter. All of those guys transferring out of the program. The defense, though, isn't all that bad. It really isn't. Down a few starters, sure, but they're not that bad. 41st overall, allowing just 348 yards per game. They're 26 against the run, allowing just 113 rushing yards per game. And really, if you're Tennessee, that's what you've got to do. You've got to dominate up front, try to win the battle in the trenches, bottle up LaShawn Williams, and say, hey, Deacon Hill, beat me through the air. Yeah, you, the guy that has more interceptions than he has touchdowns, beat me through the air. Yeah, you, Iowa, the team that has a leading receiver that hasn't even played since mid-October and only had a little over 200 reception yards. Beat me through the air. That's what you got to do if you're Tennessee. So bottle up the run, limit the ground game. Iowa, again, like we mentioned, relies on special teams. They rely on defense, and they allow 1 or 2 big chunk plays. 1 or 2 big chunk plays that sets them up. Don't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen. Tennessee has a significantly better offense. And if you can reverse the role, flip the script, and maybe force Iowa into some mistakes and set your offense up deep in their territory, you're golden. You're looking really, really good. So find a way to slow down the run game, force Deacon Hill to win the game through the air, and if you do that, you will win because Deacon Hill will not win the game through the air. They have no weapons whatsoever. You force 1 turnover on him and you convert, you're looking really good. So what's going to happen in this game, guys? It is a tough game, and I love the clash of style. I love Iowa's defense versus Tennessee's high-octane offense. I love the fact that we're getting to see Nico Iamaleava. So much, good talked about him, so much hype surrounding him, and now we're getting to see him in a meaningful game and a great transition into next year, an opportunity to see what Tennessee will have next season. Ultimately, guys, you never can doubt Iowa. Despite how bad their offense is, despite, just how, dare I say, sometimes boring their style is, you can't doubt them. They continue to prove the doubters wrong. They've played this bad all year, and they've won 10 games and won their division. That's not easy, and you can't disregard that. But ultimately, Tennessee, they've got too much speed. They've got too much talent. They own the significant offensive edge, and their defense really isn't all that bad. Iowa's not going to go out there and torch the Volunteers. So if Tennessee can limit the mistakes, if they take good care of the football, I have more faith in the Volunteers getting 1 or 2 big chunk plays and setting them up in scoring position than I do Iowa. So give me the Volunteers to get a somewhat narrow win over Iowa. The game might be a little bit closer than we think. I think it's going to be decided by no more than 10 points. But regardless, Tennessee does win this game, and they will clinch their 2nd straight 9-win season for the first time since 2015 and 2016, and they'll head into a massive 2024, the Nico Iamaleava era officially beginning next year, where the Volunteers maybe will hope to be a contender for that 12-team playoff. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. Again, never too early, never too late to sign up for those expert picks over on thegridironexpert.com. We beat out over 80% of the national handicappers each of the last 5 years. It's going to be 6 straight years by the end of this season. We're just waiting on those final results, but it is already on track to do so. So go check it out, sign up big, become a member of that GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.